got some beets here. Just harvested these from the garden, my golden beets. And I got a stack of red beets here. So what I'm going to do now is to preserve these here. I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut off to about here. So this is what you want. You want to cut your beets to about this size here. Cut off all the greens. If you want to dehydrate your beet greens, just wash them, dry them, put them in the dehydrator. Normally I do that, but these leaves are bug infested, so I'm not going to. But when you have your beet at this point, you can just throw them in your crisper drawer in a bag. Keep the bag open so there gets air. But these will stay in your refrigerator 3 to 5 days. So if you don't have time for them when you pick them, you do have time to just preserve them in your crisper. Don't wash them. Just like this. Keep the little root on and cut them off. Pull out or cut the little leaves out. But again, this is how you want them. Same for the red beets. And what this does is it helps keep the red in the beet, keeps them redder. So I'm going to do that to all of these. I'm going to throw the leaves in the garbage. If I had chickens, I'd give them to chickens, but I don't. I live in an apartment here. And again, our garden, our big garden, is at our son's house, about a half hour away. So I just went there, and I was surprised to see this harvest, but we're ready to go. So make hay while you can make hay, right? And with today's batch of beets here, we love pickled beets. We probably make a good 12 jars of it and then eat it throughout all summer and winter. But these I'm gonna boil. So you boil them until they're fork tender, and then you peel them. You know, wait till they cool, of course, but you peel them, cut the root off, chop them up, and then I'll put them in my freezer, like on a cookie sheet, and I'll freeze them, and then I'll put them in a freezer bag or a Ziploc, and we'll just eat them frozen. So whenever we want a side dish with a meal, we have beets, and you just heat them up on the stove top in a pan. You can add butter to it if you like. I personally just like them plain because I like the flavor. So that's how you take care of a beet. Have a great day, guys. Peace out. Okay, I got my beets cut up in the bag here. I gave a couple to my neighbor ladies. I always like to bless them with food from our garden. So just from what I cut, no. Actually, yeah, it's just going in like this. I got the water's not hot yet. Just gonna get it up to a boil, but you know, you're thinking, ugh, dirt, but this is all gonna wash off and get peeled. So there will be no dirt on these by the time we get done. So I'm gonna cut that big leaf off. So I'm gonna have to do a couple at a time here because these are gargantuan. I think I'll start with this. bring that up to a boil, and when they're fork tender, I'll take them out. I'm gonna fill this up with cold water. I started to put that in there, but that'll help the beets cool down so you can work with them and touch them. When you wanna start they'll peel right off, and then you just chop off all the roots. And we'll continue on. We'll just wait for those to be, I would say 15 minutes once it's boiling. So here we go. We got these on a nice rolling boil here. It's been about 5 minutes. I mean, this is huge, so it's gonna take a while. Be careful, you don't want to burn yourself, obviously, with the steam. I can get that one down. Oh yeah, they're in there good. We'll just keep going until we can stick our fork in. It's not happening yet. Alright, I just poked into one here and I'm in. I can lift it up, other than the big ones tying it up. So I'm going to pull that one out. Again, be very, very careful. I'm going to put it in the cold water so it stops cooking and cools down. Ow. See? Don't do what I did. Assuming this one is ready because it's small. Yep, fork goes right in. I think that big one was just sitting on the top. This probably isn't just, yep, that one's done. Alright. Those are two gigantic ones. I'm going to let them sit for a minute. I'm going to put some more in. And this does take a while. I'm going to put smaller ones in here. Get those big ones out. So these are cooling in the water. I'm gonna give them about a minute or so, and I got my chopping board. I will cut off all the ends, put them in the bowl here, and then they will go on the cookie sheet. I'll put them in the in the freezer for a while, and then I will bag them up and freeze them. So let's continue on with this journey. Alright, so I pulled out one of the beets here, and we're gonna just chop it off. Yum yum. Oh, that's really soft. Just put the ends in the bucket here for now. See, I was kind of all set up. Got my cold water here, a bucket for all the ends and scraps. Kind of have a paper towel laid down so they don't bleed that much, but this is how easy they peel. And if you even have gloves, like a rubber glove, I've done that many a times. The rubber actually grips these a lot better. Still is pretty warm here. If there's any little rotten part, not rotten, but you know. If you're unsure about something, just cut it off. There we go, one done. So I'm going to rinse it. Cold water. And we will chop it up. Delish. And you can chop it up to whatever size you like. Golden beets. I'll just do it like this. Just make little bite-sized ones. these in here. Yeah, still a little bit warm, but they're all just gonna sit in here as I cut and continue on. I will rinse them off one more time before I put them in the freezer, if I didn't say that already. This is why you really don't need to waste your time washing them all or anything. Get the dirt off because you're not using the outside of it anyway, so. Ooh, slippery. Don't worry about your fingers don't get that bad when you leave the little stems on. It's not that green. Or, excuse me, not that red. I mean, these are done. You can eat them right now if you want to. They're a little hot for me. And as big or as small as you want them. This is great for smoothies too, to prep it all and have it ready. Yummy. Actually, I'm gonna try them. Love it. I'm just gonna mix these all together. Doesn't bother me that some are different colors. They're all good. Alright, so that's the process. Just gonna continue on here. I got more boiling here that I need to pull out or check with a fork and make sure it's good. So I'm gonna continue on this, and I got a couple more in the bag here. Continue with the same process. So I cubed these all up. They're ready for the freezer. They've cooled down. So I'm gonna put them in the freezer just to flash freeze them. So depending, you know, some are thinner, some are thicker. I'm gonna give it a good hour for sure. And then I'll check on them. If it takes a little longer, I'll keep them in. And from here, they just go in the Ziploc baggie with the date on, and these guys are ready to eat. I'm gonna have another one. Hopefully they'll make it to the freezer. I'm just getting my freezer bags ready. I'm just gonna do them in 2 portion sizes because it's just me and my husband here, and we will put them in the freezer. I am gonna break out the Food Saver bags as well. They're just more airtight, so we'll use up these first when we want beets, but gotta make more bags here as well. So I just wanted to show you. I just got the 50 pack. These come in very handy for a lot of your garden items for the freezer. My second tray cut up here. It's ready to go in the freezer. I did not put wax paper on this one. I'm gonna see how it goes. This is non-stick. I just love it. It's called Bacon. I got it on Amazon, I believe, or Walmart, not sure. But anyway, just love it. Food does not stick to this. So I'm gonna get these in the freezer and we will start baking it up. I have 3 more large beets in here. So they're taking a little bit longer to boil. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a big crack in that one. That's okay, you just cut that part out. The rest of the beet is still good. Things are moving right along. It's probably took an hour and a half so far, so a little time consuming, but well worth it. And that's a wrap, guys. I just started bagging them up. These are frozen now. I'm going to put them back in the freezer. And again, it's about 2 servings. So for a meal, got about 7 more bags to go. So I just wanted to show you the finished product. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. You just need to watch my video, right? And learn how to cook your own beets, make your own beets. So from here, if I wanted to cook them, I would just take them out of the freezer, put them in a pot, put them on the stove, and just let them cook until they warm up and they're soft again. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video and watch for more as we go through the garden season this year. Peace out.